Crosby here from Legacy Builders for 1,000 Generations. Just want to speak from my heart today and really discuss and really share why I am so passionate about legacy and discussing it, something that has been on my mind and heart for a long time. I had some people that encouraged me, family, friends, that really start discussing these topics more. In all honesty, I was a little hesitant because sometimes I didn't think people wanted to hear it, but as I'm sharing these things, I'm discovering that people are in need of it, people desire it, people want to learn more about how can they be more effective in building their own legacies. But my journey really began as a child. Some of the things I would just want to highlight and really discuss why I'm so passionate about it. Growing up, we grew up in a single parent household, and with the great influence of my mother, and she is to this day is a great example of a woman and as a person that really worked hard. And along with that, my grandmother was a great influence. She had passed away many years ago, but her impact is still influential today and what she left behind regarding her legacy. So those two really early in our childhood really shaped and reshaped over and over again who we are as people today, as even men today, me and my brother. And even though there's some things that was missing, which obviously was my father, that they had a tremendous impact. I remember as a kid, I remember seeing friends with their dads, and some dads weren't great, but they were there. They knew their dads. And then we had some excellent dads in the neighborhood that were actually patriarchs, where they were hardworking family men, took care of their families, and they worked hard and able to buy homes and things that were very beneficial for them and their family. And so those are great examples that I saw in the neighborhood, and along the way I had different people that impact your life. But as a kid, if you never experienced that, there's nothing like not having a father around. It's like an invisible person that you know of and that you are aware of, that they're out there somewhere existing, but really invisible in your life. So with the sting of that, because it is a sting, I remember even feeling embarrassment as a kid because my dad wasn't around, and I remember only seeing him once or twice as a young kid, but really didn't know him well. And as a result of that, you had times where you were embarrassed. And as a kid, you don't really know how to handle that stuff. You just kind of go on with life, and you grow up and you deal with it best as you can, but not really aware of how the residual impact of that until you get older. I remember also feeling some anger because there were some tough times that we had as a family. Had a lot of great times as kids, in all honesty, but also some great challenges that we faced. And sometimes I wonder if my dad was there, would these things be as challenging as they ought to be? So me and my brother used to converse about these things as kids, and so sometimes that builds just a level of anger in you, and that thing just continue to rise as you get older, So those things I had to later on deal with, obviously, but I'm just letting you know that some of the things that are earlier on that kind of really sparked why I do the things I do today. So as we grew up, and the influence of my mother and grandmother were continually consistent over the life. The examples they led, they were really God-fearing women. They really were some of the first to introduce us to the Bible and reading things in the scripture, and even they did it through children's Bibles and things that were very impactful, planting seeds. So along the way, I had some influences, male influences. I had an uncle that was a tremendous influence in my life. So those things were very, very precious. And also coaches and people that I were involved with in different local centers and clubs. So there were pivotal people that were really influential in our life as examples, and they embraced us, and the key was they wanted to get to know us. So those things were influential and impactful. But the one thing that still was remaining as far as that consistent sting was him not being there. As I got older, I really made a promise to myself that if I have kids, that I'm going to do the best I can do, and they're going to know me. I'm going to be the greatest dad I can be. But my kids will know me. That's one thing I used to say to myself, and I will be in their life. So through my teenage years, of course, through some of the lack of male fatherhood in my life, I made some mistakes. In my teens and in my 20s, made mistakes. So definitely I had to learn from those and had to really deal with some issues and reconcile some damage that I caused because of being young and immature, not knowing, and really in pain. Really, truth be told, that's really what it was, really pain. But as I learned and evolved, and really I learned to look to God for His guidance, and he was really the first father that really began to wrap my mind around him being a father in my life, which was really unique. And I had somebody, a good friend of mine, kind of propose it and share it to me in that way. And because of that, along with that, other people influencing me, that those things were real to me at that time. And so I allowed God to really be influential in my life and really to help me become a man, help me learn what a father ought to be, or what a father really does, how a father sacrifices for the greater good of his kids and other people around him. And so those things I'm still learning to this day. But as I made that promise to be a better father, as I got married, me and my wife, Alyssa, we had just began to talk, and there's things that we kind of had experiences in, and also along with that, we had some passions with and desires to really want to be impactful on our kids' life. So that was really when we started adding strategy to the legacy piece. I had the passion, but then I started adding strategy, and as we had kids, of course, it was exciting, same time scary as scary can be, because as people know, there's no script, there's no book to really follow. It would be nice if there was a book instruction that came with the child, but it doesn't work that way. So you had to create the book by learning from other people, talking, working things out, prayer, and over time, we began to hash out strategies to really help our kids, and the things we wanted to be very intentional. We want to do things on purpose, not just to, let things happen, but to do things on purpose, to be intentional as we could, be strategic as we could. Made a lot of mistakes, of course, during that time, but some things we hit the mark on also. So through that, my kids are older, they're young adults now, but the impact in their life that they'll be able to carry on, we believe, for their future families, and also into their adulthoods as they get older, and also to their children and their grandchildren, and even possibly the great-grandchildren. So those things are very, very important to us, and but I really became passionate because of those things, and I thought about not just me and my wife and my kids, but how can I be impactful to other people. So I really wanted to spread these things around. That's why we do the videos. My daughter is, we partner together, so she's the producer of what we do as far as our videos and other things we do within our business. There's some people out here that are struggling, and that you may have people in your life that you want to really impact and want to leave things behind for. Maybe you don't have any kids. Don't stay stuck on thinking that you can't add anything to people's future. You're greatly mistaken, because you really can. Some of the greatest impacts of people that didn't have kids. They really had kids that they adopted as their people that they mentored, people that they shared with, maybe in their craft or their profession, and they go on and on and on. Then they live on through them because of the fact that the things that they imparted in their life. You look at people like John Lewis that passed away recently, and he was a great patriarch, and in the civil rights movement, along with Martin Luther King. And he had a child that he adopted, a son, but also he had many other people that he influenced that he considered to be his children over the years. So he lived a long life. He shared compassion with people, and for the cause he believed in, and left a tremendous legacy because of that. So these things can be done, and for those who do desire that, reach out to us. Don't forget to hit us up on Facebook, but also YouTube. We want to make sure that you sign up for our channel, because we want to make sure that people are able to get the information they need. Things we want to talk about more in the future, that we will continue to lay out new content for that, regarding really how to build wealth, regarding how to do things and pass things in legacy, how to really help develop a plan for somebody to succeed you. There's some people out there that are business owners, and that they have a business, a bona fide, valid, strong, healthy business, and they have no one to pass it to. Their kids may not be interested in it, because these things that people I talk to, their kids may not be interested, and so they're looking for somebody that can really walk in the role of learning the things they learned, and that they can hand it to them at some point, whether they sell it to them or just inherit it to them or whatever it may be. So there's people out there like that. So we want you to reach out to us, because we are in business ourselves, so we understand those dynamics and those things that you ask yourself. But we also want the person in the church, the pastor of the church, to reach out to us. Mothers, fathers, people in the community, reach out to us, because there's different things we can do to help you and assist you with that. So if they're dear to you and you want to really pass the legacy down to them, reach out to us, and we'll love to talk to you. But above all else, just remember that you have a purpose and destiny in your life. Really, God has a purpose for you and everyone out there. So those things I say, but I say because I really mean it and believe it. There's things I discovered for myself. So talk to you soon. Again, reach out to us. Subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. A lot will be coming forth, and hope you'd enjoy it. So take care and God bless you.